Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of One Piece Weekly with myself, Manuel or Manny, and I have Abby and Ponle alongside me. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 1001, the decisive battle of monsters on Onigashima.
The first kind of page is Kaido shouting, "You're still talking about that, becoming the Pirate King." We've confirmed that Luffy's attack actually damaged him. Zoro asks, is that the haki that he learned from the old man? And he actually has an ability that can go against Kaido in some way. And then you see Law saying, "I'm not going to let it slide this time," right? And that we can come back to that a bit later.
Okay, before we get there, when I first read that part, I thought he was going to sneak off somewhere.
Fam, I honestly thought he was going to do another going to find a poneglyph like he did before. Like he just goes on a little detour. I genuinely thought he was going to dip. Like, I'm not going to let it slide somewhere, and he was just going to go somewhere. I don't know where he was going. Big Mom chimes in, "Does a brat like you even understand what it means to be Pirate King?" Then you can kind of see the people behind Luffy that have damaged Kaido before, or he's gone up against, or he actually deems worthy to fight him, or he thinks is really strong.
That can actually do damage to him, basically.
Yeah, so in the back you have Odin, Whitebeard, Roger. Is that
Rocks?
Yeah, Rocks.
So
Rocks and
Shanks.
Shanks.
Rocks. Okay, cool.
Rocks,
and then Shanks.
The thing about that one, I'm surprised that Big Mom is not on there. But I think my assumption is that those are all the people that have damaged him in the past, rather than all the people that can damage him. Because Garp is not there, and I know for a fact that because many times the Garp has been a similar level as Roger.
I bet Garp can definitely do damage to Kaido.
My assumption.
So if Shanks is there, when do you think he damaged him? That time
when you remember
on the way to Marineford.
Marineford, they boxed each other.
No, but we don't know what happened there. So is this kind of like a confirmation that they did fight?
No, they definitely
did.
Clashed.
They clashed.
It may not be a thing where it definitely happened before Marineford.
Because I know they said they clashed, or they had some kind of, but it never actually made sense for Shanks and Kaido to have fought like that before Marineford, and then Shanks would just come up to Marineford unscathed. Like, what is that saying then? You know,
saying Shanks' level.
Nah, I'm not accepting that. Shanks can't be that level that he can fight Kaido, put him in his place, tell him to fuck off, and then come to Marineford untouched, like as in he didn't look ruffled at all. So I always had the idea that it wasn't actually a full-on fight at all. I think it was more so Shanks in his own diplomatic way kind of telling him not to go to Marineford, because Shanks
diplomatic. I don't think they talked it out.
Exactly. Can you imagine Kaido being
think Kaido's talking it out? Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. I mean, he gave him a different place to go. I don't know, but I don't see them fighting. How can they have fought?
They've definitely fought. Shanks, I think they fought in one
So you're telling me Shanks is that levels that he can fight Kaido?
Very possibly. We don't know much about Shanks.
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know much about what Shanks can really do. We've not actually seen Shanks fully.
All we know is that Kaido was on his way to Marineford, and Shanks, he was on his way. I'm pretty sure
he wasn't. Yeah,
he's on his way to Marineford. And then Shanks intercepted, and now Kaido's no longer on his way to Marineford. And from what we know of Kaido's not the type of person that will stop his plans because somebody else told him to. I think I'm not saying that Shanks defeated him, but Shanks definitely did enough for Kaido to know that Shanks' levels, or he already knew he was levels beforehand, and that's why there was no actual proper clash.
But that's even madder, because it would have to be a complete defeat in my eyes. I would rather see Kaido walking away from a fight that he just doesn't want to get involved in than him getting beat up a bit and then stopping and then going. Because what you guys are implying right now is that Shanks pretty much defeated him, or Kaido walked with his.
We're not saying that necessarily.
Legs. So what? So Shanks slapped him up a bit and then he left. Is that what you're saying?
Like, because if you're looking back at Kaido versus Odin, first of all, Odin damaged Kaido, but Odin still was defeated, and he has used underhanded tactics to win a fight. And also, when Odin first came back from his adventures and went back to Wano, he gave Kaido 5 years. 5 years to get out of the country, and Kaido was like, "Oh, I'm so glad he didn't come within the 5 years. Otherwise, we'd have lost." and Kaido knew that. So Kaido is not one that wouldn't shy away from challenges he knows he can't win. He seems like the type of person that wouldn't mind stepping away from something that he knows he might lose at. And I think he's shown that with Odin. So I wouldn't be surprised if the clash between him and Shanks, he realized that I can't win this fight right now, so he fucked off.
The thing is, for me, I personally preferred not knowing the clear like who would win in a Shanks and Kaido fight. So I always preferred it just being left unknown whether they even fought or not. But I guess I don't know. Like I don't like the idea that Shanks is that level that he can touch Kaido like that and walk away untouched. I don't know. There's something weird about that. I just don't like it. Someone that became a Yonko 6 years ago. I don't know.
But what we know about Shanks is that from a young age he was level with somebody like Mihawk, and that's how he came up. I think with Shanks, I think he's always been strong, but he might not had a reason to.
But Mihawk seems more reasonable. Like I can see him fighting Mihawk. Mihawk is the strongest swordsman, but he's not the strongest creature in the world. You know, like so Kaido being the strongest creature in the world. This was 2 years ago as well, so it wasn't like there was much of a time skip. So it was 2 years ago. He was still considered the strongest creature in the world, and Shanks is just like, go home, and he pretty much does that. I always thought it was more of like he convinced him some other way, but so.
One more thing that I will add about this panel is that there's 5 people there, and we know that Odin never managed to defeat Kaido, but Kaido has been defeated 7 times. One of those times was by Roger and Got. So there's 6 other times that Kaido's been defeated, and we don't know by who yet. I'm assuming Rox has defeated him at least once. So there's 5 other defeats that we don't know where it came from. And Luffy's about to be the 8th.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You know it's gonna happen.
We'll
It's gonna happen.
Is it? We don't know.
It's mad because we're gonna probably most likely may see both of them defeated, maybe.
Who?
Or at least Kaido.
We can't see Big Mom and Kaido defeated in
Maybe
the
just at
same
least Kaido.
breath. That is
Maybe
just too
Big Mom
much.
gets away. I don't know.
Yeah. So Kaido ends up using his Thunder Bagawa, I think it's pronounced. And Luffy couldn't dodge it. He said he can see the future, but he was way
Yeah,
too
it was
fast for him.
observation. Even with his observation, he couldn't.
Yeah. So
Kaido was too fast.
Kaido's way too fast for somebody that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the same attack he used at the very beginning on him?
Yeah, the one that he one-shotted Luffy with.
That was amazing. I remember the hype around that. Oh my god, that gave me goosebumps the first time it happened.
Caught Luffy off guard.
Yeah, but this time he didn't actually catch him off guard. He just couldn't dodge it. But then again, Luffy isn't in any form right now. So who's to say that he couldn't dodge it in like gear 4?
Snake Man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His
Any
Snake Man or
other
something.
gear.
What the hell?
So I guess this kind of, I don't know, like as we're reading the chapter, it kind of gives us some hope that Luffy could not defeat, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but definitely stand up against Kaido for a bit, right? It's not gonna be a complete wipeout at first, like as we thought, because I was just thinking, how the hell are they gonna go against him? Big Mom tries to attack, and that's when Zoro like jumps in, using Kiyomon's sword style, Foxfire style. He splits Prometheus in half, which was very cool to see. Finally, Zoro's getting some kind of moment where he looks cool in Wano, and then go on.
I was gonna say that I really like the panel about it's mine now.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It was like, it's mine now with a smirk. Oh, that was so cute. Luffy, don't let your guard down even for a second. So Zoro's warning Luffy because he knows that, you know,
Luffy gets
he's up against. And then, of course, in Luffy's nature, he gets distracted right in the next panel. His name Law saves him by using the room thing, and he's like, just so you know, I had already planned on moving Kiyomon and the others downstairs. And I remember at the very beginning, like when this whole thing happened, was it last chapter actually? Was
Yeah,
it last
Chapter
chapter
1000,
that he
yeah.
moved him? Okay, yeah. So it feels like it was ages ago. But I remember in that video,
Was.
I said, why didn't Law move Kiyomon? And you guys were like, oh, maybe he didn't see him. But I was like, no, how could he not see him? He's right there. Like I mentioned it. I was like, why didn't Law move them? Like, and I was thinking, I was a bit confusing. I was like, does Law not care? He's a doctor. Like, you know, he should be saving lives. And I guess now it's been addressed that Law had intended to move him. I don't know why I was moving slow about it, but he had intended to move them. And now he despises the fact that Luffy is the one that told him to do it. And he couldn't actually refuse. And now he's looking like he's Luffy's lackey.
Yeah. A kid tried to rock him.
Yeah, obviously all of that is as comedic as it is, as funny as it is, and I love moments like this. This is why I love One Piece. Like these little moments of like just the comedy in One Piece is my kind of comedy. Like I love it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's foreshadowing. Like I feel like I don't know which way it's gonna go, but there's definitely gonna be something that needs to be addressed at some point where Law stands with Luffy. Like clearly he has some kind of self-consciousness over the fact that he can be seen as one of Luffy's subordinates. We can't just ignore that, you know. I feel like Oda's trying to highlight it for a reason, and it's something that he keeps bringing up. We can't ignore it now. He keeps bringing it up. Like he brought it up at the very beginning, and then he brings it up throughout, and then in this arc itself, we've seen Law trying to find his own path, trying to create his own way, you know, and then now again, Law not wanting to be seen as Luffy's subordinate. I'm not saying that he's gonna betray Luffy per se, but I definitely think that something is gonna happen where that gets addressed.
I think Oda just uses it for comedic effect, to be fun.
Yeah, I've just thought it's comedic effect. No foreshadowing that one. I just thought it's comedic
Don't
effect.
come back to me. Yeah, don't come back to me when Law says I'm betraying you.
If Law betrays Luffy, then Zoro's definitely leaving the crew. On the basis of the foreshadowing, with the amount of times that Zoro.
No, I don't feel like everything is foreshadowed as everything is seen as foreshadowing. Like,
Yeah, that may not be foreshadowing about Law betraying Luffy then.
Yeah, no, of course not. Like, obviously, I'm saying that there's a possibility that it's literally just for comedic effect, of course. Yeah. But I feel like I'm leaning more towards the fact that it is some kind of like, you know, at least if not betraying, it's gonna keep happening. This whole internal battle between does he want to be seen as Luffy's like subordinate, or does he want to continue this alliance with Luffy? It's gonna keep occurring.
The alliance will be finished anyway once Kaido's done with it.
Yeah, so I will compare similar Luffy's and Law's relationship similar to Zoro and Sanji's. The only difference is that they don't understand. Yeah, because they constantly Zoro and Sanji constantly going at each other because one thinks they're the better man in comparison to the other, and Law doesn't want to seem as Luffy's subordinate because he's not.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the frustration comes from. Is like, don't talk to me like that.
The thing is, I get what you mean, but I feel like, I get what you mean, I guess. But the funniest part of all of it is Luffy just being like, "Is this really the time? Like, my guy, like, why does that matter? What? You know, he really doesn't see a problem with it.
Luffy of all people,
as usual, Luffy just doesn't see why like he can't get along with Law, and Law just can't seem to get along with Luffy in that way, to the point where, you know, he gets. Do you know what I mean? Law's the only one that sees the problem with this, and Luffy just doesn't see the problem. Like, so
I think Law actually really likes Luffy. He just
I feel like he really respects him. He likes him as a person. He just doesn't want to be mistaken for his subordinate at all. Like, I feel like that. I don't feel like he's gonna betray him because he doesn't like Luffy, or because you know he's gonna be put in a position where he needs to put his own crew and his own needs above Luffy. You know, like he even took a detour during the whole beef. Everyone's trying to ascend to the top, and man took a detour to find a poneglyph and find out what his name means and his heritage. So he was doing 1, 2, 3, me, whatever it's called, but there was a war happening at the time. So I don't know. It just seems like Law might just prioritize himself over Luffy at some point, and everyone's just gonna look at him as a traitor. Big Mom tries to use Prometheus attacks on those three, and they kind of used it as a little challenge to see, you know, whoever flinches first. And it's hilarious. I made this panel my header on Twitter.
Yeah, so
funny. Like, it is so funny. the moments like this, like I wouldn't even imagine Law making this kind of face, and I feel like it's just hilarious. Like I love this so much. This is One Piece to me. Like obviously the theories and the fights are all funny to me and amazing. Not funny, but they're amazing to me. But like this is what I love
the
about
comedic effect that they have in One Piece.
I love it.
It's just completely enjoyable. And this is definitely like one of my favorite panels ever. It's just so funny. And especially when we had the last chapter, I will class as like a very, very tense chapter. Like throughout from the beginning to the end, it was very very tense. Probably for lack of a better word, is the only thing I can call it. And then we get this chapter where it still progresses the story, but we get so much comedy involved.
All the captains acting like a fool.
All the captains acting like big fools.
They got goaded by Luffy or so far. I can't lie. I was in tears. Them man got triggered by
they're
Luffy.
Literally,
Luffy
they're
just
literally
said, "You're both
kids.
described," and they got triggered.
They're all
fair enough.
I feel like
They got rattled. They were rattled.
I feel like to be a captain, you have to have that kind of like, you know, quality where you can't feel like you're challenged by another. You can't pretty much deny a challenge from another captain.
Yeah, I hear.
Even though it seems immature.
They were rattled.
Yeah, it is complete pride. And the thing is, if you think about it, a lot of captains would do that. I can easily replace. Or not easily, but I can replace Whitebeard and Roger in this panel and imagine them kind of having that kind of banter, you know?
They definitely had that rivalry kind of thing
so
well,
it's really, really nice 100%. To see that. And Oda has a very, very good talent to kind of like switch between, like find the right balance between comedy and tense battles and whatnot. And yeah, so that's just another shout out to Oda, man. He's amazing. So Zoro's shouting, "What the hell are you guys doing?" It's so funny to see Zoro being like the one that's like all serious.
The man
like
that gets lost everywhere is now being the man of reason.
Imagine, like he usually just lets them do stuff, but I feel like he needs to be the one to keep them in check.
He has a sense of reason.
Where it's usually Sanji or Sop that's like telling Luffy to like, you know, can you please be on job? But
Zoro
now Zoro
with a
has
sense
to
of
play
reason,
that.
but no sense of direction.
Facts.
But then it's so funny that right after that, Killer and Zoro have that little like second in command banter thing as well.
I forgot about them two. They met up early in the arc.
They had their fight. Yeah. So he's like, try not to get in my way.
The man was it the man eater?
Manslayer.
Man eater.
He's a man eater.
That's exactly what I thought of. I was like, what?
If I'd been using a Punisher back then you'd be dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Then so it's like
it would have been the same.
It ended the same regardless. I love trash talking Zoro.
Bro,
that is my favorite. Bro,
he's not a man of many words, but like when he says what he says, it's like yes. Like
I love that line as well. Man said, "You could have had your punishment still within the same alcohol. I would have
do what you want. It would have been the same result.
It would have been the same outcome. Chill.
Zoro's trash talk is the best. I can't lie. He does have a way with words. But obviously, with that, so yeah, like you said, Kaido's like, as expected with a smirk, and then Zoro's like, I need to release more of Emma's power. So clearly he's holding back with good reason, because you know that Emma's power your soul or whatever. So it's a cursed sword, and obviously it's risky to release any of his power to begin with. But Zoro knows. He's not saying that like he doesn't even sound hesitant about it. He's just being observant and calculated. He's saying, okay, so now I need to release more to fight. And you can kind of see from Luffy saying that like he couldn't dodge the attack, and Zoro saying that he needs to release more of Emma's power. You can kind of see that they could genuinely grow within this fight. I don't feel like you need a training arc per se. And I'm not saying that they're going to defeat him, because I still really don't know if it's going to be this particular fight that they're going to defeat him. But this is definitely going to be something that they grow within the fight, you know?
I agree with that, I agree.
Yes.
I think they're growing in the fight, but I feel they will defeat him. Regarding about Luffy, some of Luffy's battles where he won, he got absolutely trounced, he got battered.
That is Luffy's kind of...
That's Luffy's kind of thing. It happened with Crocodile, it happened with
Rob Lucci
as well. And it happened with Dogtooth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely, I definitely
Luffy has a
see.
knack of doing these, and he doesn't even, and it's not really do much training after. Luffy barely had any training. This is the only time we've actually seen Luffy do some kind of training after getting
Yeah.
The thing with the other ones, it wasn't necessarily training they needed. It's literally a realization.
it was a
Like,
realization.
Yeah,
Or
it was
something,
like something
The other
within. It
ones were a
wasn't.
realization, because as you said,
Lucci was the one where he powered up to second
Luffy was the one
gear,
where he got his second and third gears because he didn't have them
but,
yet, and then
but he
and then
powered up.
Katakuri was the observation haki, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then
So-
Crocodile was just like that was like
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's like
yeah.
Crocodile and Eno was the same, you know, like
Yeah,
they
similar
kind of use
things.
their own powers against.
Yeah.
He kind of used
Yeah,
their
he
own
kind of
powers
worked
against
out there's
him.
something, weakness
Yeah,
in the
so
powers,
there's he found a weakness in them rather than powering up himself. So yeah, at the point of the kind of pattern is that he does get defeated at some point and something happens. Whether it's not the power of friendship because Oda will never,
Yeah.
but it is
Thank God
definitely
there's
like
none of that power
either
of
a
friendship
power up
stuff.
within himself or
Realization
because
of
you realize that it
exploitation
does
or
make
something,
sense, yeah, because you need to be pushed to the edge to kind of get to the next level,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Or he kind of realizes a weakness within them and he uses that and he exploits it. So that's it. This one though, I hear you. I do think he is going to defeat Kaido, but I don't feel like it's anything other than the fact that it's a numbers game. Like there's 6 of them and one of him.
Yeah,
He can go down. Like I feel like if they
I
all
think
kind
it's
of
like you
do,
said the numbers, yeah. I think
yeah,
it's a
because
numbers thing as well. They're gonna it's
I
gonna take
think
the whole combined effort to take him down. That's what it is.
yeah, I think it's said that if there's a 1v1, bet on Kaido, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I think that's what Oda said. So if there's a 1v1, bet on Kaido.
Kaido,
So
yeah.
it's not a 1v1, it's a 5v1.
5v2, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that. So now right now, kind of, it's a 5v1 because Big Mom hasn't actually been attacked so far. It seems like she's actually not even really fighting. Like,
she's right there.
But that's the thing.
There,
like, what do you guys think? How? I don't feel like they can defeat. As in, I don't feel like it can be a whole 6 versus 2 all-out brawl, right?
No.
I don't feel like it can be
won't be actually.
5 versus 2.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be just as you said, Kaido versus them because Big Mom is just there to like. She was just saying you're playing, as you said. She said playing with your food in a previous panel. Kaido, there you go playing with your food again or something like that. Yeah, so it's just like...
so I could see Kaido versus the 5 of them and them defeating Kaido in some manner if they give it like they're all 100%, 110%, right? I can't see them giving 110% to Kaido and then having to give another 110% to Big Mom.
It's a myth.
Because Big Mom isn't even fighting right now. So
Big Mom's there just chilling, and you know how
so
she is
I don't know
well.
if Big Mom is waiting for Kaido to be defeated so that she can step in, or if she's gonna intervene in the middle of the fight.
She could and then take over his because doesn't he have a poneglyph as well, Kaido?
Yeah, he does, and I'm pretty sure
I think maybe
her goal is to
I
find
don't
a
think she'll
poneglyph.
mind if he loses.
I don't know how Big Mom fits into this because I can't see them defeating both Kaido and Big Mom.
Yeah, so
I'm looking at it. I
hope that
one is just bad enough. 2 emperors is that's a bit long.
I hope Big Mom doesn't get involved, or if or something happens, because I don't think they should be able to defeat Big Mom and Kaido together.
They shouldn't. I don't think they should. To be honest.
But after the Zoro and Killer attack to Kaido is still damaged. I don't know if he's damaged by that attack or by.
He looked like he was because they went for the neck. His neck was like. When I looked at the panel, it looked like they attacked and he hit his neck, but it didn't really do much.
Because he says, I'll settle the fight in an instant, and then he coughs. I don't know if that's just little to go by, but if he's not phased by attack, why is he coughing? Not only does he cough, he's like he's standing up because he's holding his baton or his bat, where you call it. Like that's how he's balancing right now. He looks a bit damaged. Can't lie to you.
That's true. That's true. But I don't think it is Zoro. I think it might be.
I think it's more Luffy's.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. It's a combination more. But I think right now he is still a bit damaged.
That's what I wanted to highlight. Yeah. So it is the same panel. So Kid says, I know full well how tough your skin is, but I wonder if you can endure being crushed to death. Luffy says, Gomu Gomu no. And then Law says, I'll destroy you from within. My surgery will grant you a swift death. So if you notice, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, obviously Law and Kid mention death, but Luffy doesn't. So Luffy has never really been about the whole killing his enemies and whatnot.
Luffy just wants to beat
But
them up. That's it.
I don't feel like Luffy intends to kill Kaido, just defeat him. But I feel like Law and Kid actually intend to kill Kaido. So I guess we just have to wait. We're on break next week.
Next week and the week
I
after.
know.
I need that chapter,
I hate these
man.
breaks, man.
I hate these breaks now.
And
like, One Piece is not my crack.
eventually, we're gonna have to go back to the lower floors as well.
Yeah, we will. We will. I think maybe next week we might start seeing something different. Like it's not just gonna be because we've now had. Yeah, this whole chapter has just been about the roof and Kaido and the others. But
I just realized how much Order's taking a piss. First, I remember that Cipher Paul. We haven't like they're definitely one. We haven't mentioned it for a while. Plus, there's the fact downstairs, and also, where the hell is Jack?
I've never seen Jack in ages.
Bro, where is Jack? Where is Jack?
That's the thing.
I don't know. That's true, actually.
I haven't seen Jack in
I think last time we saw him was when Luffy, right before Luffy fought Kaido the first time. Because remember, Jack was like, "Oh shit, it's coming after me," but it's not.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time we saw him. Where is Jack? Like, where is he?
What if Jack is the first to betray Kaido? Because I know that's gonna happen. People are gonna betray Kaido, but like even rewatching the anime, has Hawkins betrayed him yet, or is he still working with Kaido?
No, the no Hawkins is the no Hawkins is Hawkins. Sorry, I was thinking of Drake.
Drake. Yeah. Hawkins. I'm not sure if he's already shifted alliances yet, but at the very beginning, he mentions you have to align with the strongest person, and if he sees that's the only reason he's with Kaido. So if he sees, and he might even read his tarot cards and sees that the numbers have increased, the chances of him coming out alive have increased. So maybe he'll start aligning himself with Luffy and his crew, or just stop aligning with Kaido because he's not as strong as he thought he was. But his main thing that he said was you must align yourself with the strongest to survive or whatever. And I feel like betrayals are going to start happening soon. We're going to start seeing major people being betrayed. But other than that, I don't know. The biggest mystery to me is who's going to fight who in terms of Kaido and Big Mom, and if Big Mom's even going to be a proper fight at this stage. If Big Mom takes a step back next chapter, like we don't see her getting involved, then we can safely say that she's probably not going to fight, and that means that they're going to have to deal with her after Kaido, which is going to be impossible. But maybe something would happen before that. So that's my thoughts on it. Right, you guys, any predictions? Or
I ain't got no prediction. I'm just waiting to see.
Same. Like, any prediction I make is just completely based on nothing.
To be honest,
it's not done nothing. I guess we'll learn more about it in the next few chapters.
But okay, well then I guess that was chapter 1001. We're on break next week, so we'll see what happens the week after. 1002. Let's go.